What dark secret are you hiding from everyone? Story 1. Last Christmas I learned my sister and I don't have the same father and are technically half-sisters. My sister's biological father tried to start a relationship with my mum that resulted in a pregnancy and ultimately didn't work out. That biological father is dead now, but I didn't probe any further about his identity or how he died in case it was something traumatic for my mum to remember. So she raised my sister as a single mother and at my grandma's house in the 80s. Then she met my father and they started dating and it worked out because they got married in the 90s. Moved into a new house and a short time after that I was born. She told me never call my sister my half-sister and just pretend all of this doesn't matter because she's my sister and I'm keeping it that way. And if anyone asks about the 10-year age gap, I just tell them it's a long story. Story 2. I'm the spitting image of my grandpa on my dad's side. Both my parents are almost a foot shorter than me, but I'm almost the same height as him. When my mother got sick when I was a kid, my grandpa went to visit her daily for extended periods of time in the hospital. In his final months, she did the same. After he passed, we found out he kept a whole other family on the side in secret too. Looking back at my dad's military deployment history, it would also be dicey if she could have gotten pregnant by him around the appropriate time. Based on a collection of various hunches, I'm fairly convinced I'm the product of an affair between my mother and supposed grandfather. More disturbingly, this would be one of the more light-hearted revelations about my family. Story 3. When I was 16, I conspired with a drug addict I met online to help me end myself with drugs and dump my body in a dumpster in exchange for my valuables. I lived in a small town and he was in a bigger city where my school had an upcoming trip. We planned for me to slip away during the trip and meet up with him to do the thing. He chickened out last minute and ghosted me. Story 4. When I was young, probably around 9 or 10, I was walking home with my dog from a house around the block when he cut through the corner and walked diagonally through the yard of the super mean lady who lived at the end of our street. She was in her yard at the time tending to these really fancy looking rose bushes she had growing in beds along the border with her neighbour. My dog was a very friendly golden retriever who didn't even really come near her and certainly didn't do anything threatening, but she sprayed him with some kind of insecticide or other chemical she was using on her roses. I ran back home with the dog and hosed him off. He coughed a bunch, but otherwise he seemed fine. I didn't tell my parents because somehow I thought I was going to get in trouble for letting the dog walk in her yard. I'm glad I didn't tell them, though, because I decided that night to sneak downstairs, out of the half-bath window, and down the street to her yard where I cut every rosebush I could get my hands on. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to leave your stories in the comments below. Also, I just want to point this out, or mention it more. Sorry if my narration was not the best. I'm not used to doing things like this. I should get better at it over time. So yeah, thank you for watching.